Have you ever thought why we no longer see some animals that our grandparents used to talk about? Or why some forests are slowly disappearing while others seem to stay beautifully protected? Let's explore this to two real life examples, the Western Ghats and sacred groves. Let's take the Western Ghats first. The Western Ghats stretch across six Indian states: Gujarat, Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala. This region is one of the richest biodiversity hotspot in the world. Now you might wonder what exactly is a biodiversity hotspot, or even what is biodiversity. Let's first understand biodiversity and then we'll come back to Western Ghats. So biodiversity is the richness of living organism in nature. Basically, the variety of life found around us. It exists because of the presence of different types of organisms, ecosystems, and even genetic variations within a species. Biodiversity occurs at three levels: genetic biodiversity, or just genetic diversity, species diversity, and ecosystem diversity. Now, what do these mean? Genetic diversity is the variation among organisms of same species. Take humans for example. We are all humans, but we are genetically different from each other, right? Exactly, that's what we call genetic diversity. Next comes species diversity. This is about innumerable species of organisms that occur in nature. You can see it all around you. Different kind of plants, animals, microbes, everything. And then there is ecosystem diversity. Every region has different ecosystem. An ecosystem is formed by interaction between plants, animals, their habitat, and changes in the environment. And each ecosystem has its own characteristic life forms. Like deserts have camels, swamps have microbes and crocodiles, forests have dense plants and animals, and oceans are full of fish, right? We've also seen ecosystems are of two main types: natural and artificial. Now, coming back to our biodiversity hotspot, the Western Ghats are one of the four biodiversity hotspots in India. It's home to many endemic species. That means species found nowhere else in the world. The Western Ghats also have three mountain ranges, two biosphere reserves, five national parks, and two tiger reserves as protected areas. And here is something really fascinating. 14 major rivers originate from Western Ghats. Can you imagine that? 14 major rivers. But sadly, the Western Ghats are now endangered because of mining, deforestation, industrialization, encroachment, and of course, climate change. So, the big question is, how do we conserve this biodiversity? Before we get into that, let's look at another beautiful example of how biodiversity is conserved, that is, sacred groves. What are sacred groves? The forests that are considered the forests that are conserved in the name of God and considered sacred are called sacred groves. Isn't that beautiful? These groves show how cultural and spiritual values can play a powerful role in conserving nature. In fact, these sanctuaries are protected by society, not the government or the forest department. Since they are dedicated to deities, they get special protection. Over 13,000 sacred groves have been reported in India. That's incredible. A couple of examples are the sacred grove forest in Pune and Devbhumi in Uttarakhand. No exploitation happens here. Plants and animals are protected and treated as sacred and they live in harmony. So now we clearly see what biodiversity means and why we need to conserve it. Just look at the Western Ghats. They're like the soul of countless plants, animals, forests, and rivers. Definitely they need protection. So how can biodiversity be conserved? By protecting rare species of organisms, establishing national parks and sanctuaries, declaring some regions as bioreserves, projects for conservation of special species, conserving all plants and animals, and finally, observing the rules. Today, many people are coming together voluntarily to do this work. And not just individuals, many institutes at the state, national, and even at the international level are also working tirelessly for biodiversity conservation. So let's do our part as well.